All right, guys, welcome back. Having a little fun today. It's raining outside, so guess what? Time to do a little messing around using the RCBS Swager. Getting ready to load some 223. Yeah, one viewer out there already, 4 viewers. Appreciate you guys showing up. Got a couple questions for you guys. What do you think is an acceptable when it comes to concealed weapons permit? What do you think an acceptable? Hey, Keith. We got Keith and Stan out there. But so North Carolina, I've had a concealed weapons permit in the state of California and the state of North Carolina. What do you guys think is an acceptable when it comes to carrying concealed, kind of like group shot placement? Would you guys say that if you can get it on a man-sized target, silhouette target, basically, do you think 5, 10, 15 yards is acceptable? Or do you think we should have to do better than that? I can tell you that when I got my permit in North Carolina, hey, Alaskan Ballistics, I felt like it was too easy. I felt like I think it was 3, 7, and 9 yards, something like that. So not very far away. And I do understand that most shootings happen, you know, within those distances. We got a little shooting with Uncle Dan out there. If you guys want a link, just tell me and I'll get you one. But what's an acceptable range that you feel comfortable shooting in order to know that your projectile is going to hit the target, not miss the target, and go into a busload of kids, say? What do you feel comfortable with? How far of a distance would you be willing to take a shot if somebody had your kids, say, at a gunpoint or whatever? I feel like we don't need a permit, says Uncle Dan. That's the tough thing, because the Bill of Rights tells us that we have the right to bear arms, right? We have the right to protect ourselves. And then all of a sudden these stupid laws came up. 15 yards, Alaskan Ballistics says. That's what he feels comfortable with. 15 yards, that's a good shot. The man, did I already do all these? I would say that's a good shot, especially if it's just a silhouette. We got more comments out there. Depends, 30 or 40 yards or feet. Uncle Dan's a freaking sniper ninja if it's 40 yards. If it was a guy by himself, nothing in the background, but like, let's say that this bullet has to hit, you don't get a second shot. Your second shot's going into it's going into a school. Don't need a permit here in Mississippi. What's up, Papa's Place? So for 30 to 40 yards, that's really good shooting, Dan. Is that with your custom Glock with the stock on it, though? Or is that a straight-up pistol? Rick, in my state, if you're a veteran, you don't have to go through the training, just proof you were in the military. Pay your fee, and you get your permit. There's another question. Should we have to pay to protect ourselves? Now, I understand to get a permit, it costs money to do the fee, and the person behind it is doing the paperwork and all that stuff. But furthest we do in PPC is 25 yards. Seeing 25 yards is a good shot. Now, if you have a full silhouette target and you want to hit body mass, that should be a fairly decent and easy shot. At least on a good day. If I had to shoot a 6-inch, target at 25 yards, I would be a little leery. I don't know about you guys. Tell me for sure. If you had to make the shot. Now, I feel like I can make the shot if it was a full body. There's no hostage where they're, basically covering up a good 2/3 of their body with the hostage. I think I could pull off that shot pretty comfortably, feel good about it as I pulled the trigger. I would say that everybody has their favorite pistol, right? Some people have, well, I'll give you a good example, X-Ring. X-Ring with the Glock 19 or a 19X. I mean, he can make yards at 50, 100 yards and probably feel comfortable about doing it all day long. Me, on the other hand, there's no way at 100 yards I would feel comfortable. 50 yards, I wouldn't feel comfortable. Even Uncle Dan's 30, 40 yards, I would be questionable. Depending on what pistol I had, would definitely dictate if I felt like I could do the shot. But let's see what you guys are saying here. We did the dueling tree last night. Man, is that fun? Yeah, those are fun. They're a lot of fun unless you're shooting with a guy that really shoots well. And then it just frustrates the crap out of you and makes you want to scream. Let's see. There should be no permit, no fee, no class. It's a right. It's your duty to get training if you're ignorant, and your duty to help the ignorant of guns. I agree with a lot of that. Basically, most are not, if not all of it. I think a lot of people will get their concealed weapons permit. Here's the worst case scenario. You got a lady, let's just say she's uncomfortable. Maybe she's, little hairs in the back of her neck are going up, and she decides, you know what? I think I'm gonna get a pistol. I'm gonna get a pistol to protect myself. And I think that's awesome. Don't get me wrong. She goes, she does the thing. She goes and gets her concealed weapons permit. So she has 8 hours of training. And that's the first time she's ever shot a pistol. But she did her 8 hours of training. She decided, you know what? I'm going to use this 22 long rifle to qualify with, even though I'll be able to carry whatever gun I want. This would be in North Carolina. California, you got to qualify with whatever gun you're going to carry. And you have requirements of minimal caliber of 380. But so let's just say we're still in North Carolina. She goes out and she qualifies with the 22 long rifle just because she wants to make sure she passes. And she's got this shit all over this silhouette, right? She's got it all. It's all on the silhouette. The target I'm talking about. It's all on the silhouette, but it looks like a freaking, like a shotgun, basically blew off and shot a bunch of holes in the paper. And then she decides, okay, well, I'm good. The state of, we'll just say North Carolina, because I'm here and it's raining and I can't do shit outside, so I'm doing this. So she's good now. She's legal to carry. Now, our permits are good for 5 years, I believe. Well, it's 4 years now since she qualified. Never shot, never went and got more training, never even went to go get more practice. And for some reason, this guy wants to kill her, and she pulls her gun. She pulls her gun. She shoots this guy, kills him, which is good, right? But it took her it took her a whole mag. We'll just call it 15 rounds. Out of those 15, she shot the whole mag till it went dry. and she kept trying to pull the trigger to make it keep going. So 13 shots, found different homes. Hey, Red October, found different homes than the bad guy. A couple of them were in a wall. Some went through a, you know, billboard. Whatever the case is. Do you guys think that's good? I mean, do you think that's she passed? You know, some of us are saying we shouldn't need a permit. We shouldn't need to go through a process. But at the end of the day, she wasn't really. You can pretty much train a monkey to shoot a gun in a certain direction and probably hit 2 out of the 15 bullets in the mag. So it wasn't like she had enough training, but she saved her life, which is a good point. Well, come to find out later, 3 days later, there's a guy down the what are those things called? In between buildings. Down an alleyway, they found 3 days later that was killed from that lady. This is all hypothetical. I'm just making this shit up. It's not a real story. But the point of the matter is I don't think enough people that go get their concealed weapons permit more than likely don't ever shoot the gun again. They put it in their you know, purse, in their car. Maybe they carry it on them religiously, but they're not going out and keeping up with their skills. Hey, we got a retired reloader out there. How you doing? Might as well be. Cheers. So what do you guys think about that? I think it's nice that you don't have to get recertified every 2 years, because in California, I used to have to get recertified every 2 years. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I got to pay another, whatever it was, like $80. And then I got to qualify again. But at the end of the day, I got to shoot. So that was cool. But I'm like, I shoot way more than all these guys. But that's my hobby. I like to shoot. I enjoy shooting. I think a lot of people, even law enforcement, there's a lot of officers that don't even, the only time they ever shoot is when they have to qualify. I don't think they enjoy the whole idea of shooting. You know, and especially being a police officer, you'd think those guys want to like be like super badass to be able to protect themselves. You know what I mean? Or protect their partner if something was to go bad. They're more likely to get in a shootout probably than we would be, right? Because they're responding to burglaries and all that other stuff. So, but a lot of them, I don't think they really got the passion for shooting, which kind of doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Guns are good. High Desert Pioneer. How you doing? Welcome. But I was just like, so we kind of got some answers out there. The question was, if you're just showing up, was, what do you think when you, to be, I don't know if you want to call it certified, let's just call it permitted to carry a firearm, what do you think the minimum qualifications with distances that you should be accurate? Because if, let's just take the first one they do, 3 yards, right? 3 yards, that's 9 feet. Basically, I'm already taking up 3 feet right here, right? So now I got to just finish it up with the other 6 feet. Do you think that you should be able to shoot a full-size silhouette? Because the rules here are it's just got to be within the lines of the silhouette. And I'm talking the big full silhouette. I'm not talking like a Dirty Bird silhouette where it's like this. I'm talking a full-on body size, you know, from the hip to the head. What do you think the minimum or the maximum is that Stan Alt says? I know a lot of shootings are very close. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, what do you think the minimum size should be? I think it's up to the individual. When I took my carry class, I passed, but 2 Army guys failed. I was like, WTF. There you go again. Same thing as a police officer. Those guys may, depending on what position they're in the military, they may not see a firearm for 3 more years. I don't know how the military works if you have to keep requalifying, but they may, they may go 4 years and get out and have only fired it in basic. So I don't know. Maybe you military guys out there can help us out with that. We got Keith Gregory says 10 yards. 10 yards is a good distance. That's 30 feet. That's something where you could have a car in front of you, another car, and then a bad guy, or whatever the case is. All right, so we'll use Keith Gregory's 10 yards as an example right now. We got might as well be 15 to 20 feet, size of an average room. That's a good thing too, the size of an average room. So at 10 yards, now think of this. This is for everybody. This is for everybody. Now, it's not the guy that shoots every day, and can do groups like this at 100 yards. This is for giving the ability for every man and woman the ability to protect themselves. Because I think at 3 yards, you should only be able to shoot something like this big. And at 7 yards, maybe that big. And at 10 yards, maybe full size, whatever. Because that's the guy or lady, guy or gal, that I would want shooting the bad guy when I'm in the same store with them. Because if she sucks really bad or he sucks really bad, it could be your wife, could be your kid down the next aisle at the grocery store, and if he would have shot better, he wouldn't have injured my family. So we shoot 25 yards most of the time for pistol. And I think 25 yards is a good thing. 25 yards with a full silhouette, you should be able to get it on paper. I got to get to work. No requirement, period, is my view. Later, guys. And he brings up a great point. I love listening to Uncle Dan. He's a very strong Second Amendment supporter, like, basically most of us out there. Hey, JB, Razor JB. But at the end of the day, I want a guy or lady that can hit a target. I want a guy or a lady that went through some type of class or qualification, because at the end of the day, they may be protecting you. So here's another question. Would you rather have somebody that's wasn't certified but was legally able to carry a gun and protect you, but you didn't know whether that person shot worth a shit or not? You may even say you're the hostage. He's got you around the neck with a gun, his gun pointed at your head, and you got some civilian that wants to help out. And he comes up, he's about 12 yards away, and he's like, let the guy go, and the guy's you. Let the guy go, or I'm going to shoot your ass. Right? Now you're like, holy shit. I hope this guy can shoot. Right? So think of it that way. Because that could suck. That'd be right there on the top list of today sucks really bad. That should be the question then. Don't work too hard, Uncle Dan. Later, brother. The majority, 95% or higher in the Army, will never fire a handgun in 20 years. Wow. That's awesome information. Thanks, Razor. Military, police, and special ops are primary who actually carry a pistol. So there you go, right there. You go through basic, you get to look at a pistol, you get to shoot it a couple times, and then you're going to wave goodbye to it for 20 years. you're going to retire out of the military with 20 years experience, having only shot probably a couple hundred rounds max. Would you agree, Razor JB? If you're in those positions, not the special ops or the military police, would that be what I'm saying? Probably pretty close to right. I got a nephew. He just got out of the military. He was in the Army, and he did. What the hell did he do? I don't remember. He did. I want to say it was something with satellites or something, but I don't even know if that's correct. And I was thinking when he got out of the military, he's going to be all gung ho and wanted just a badass. Wanted to go shoot with Uncle Rick and have a good time, and his whole experience, like he wasn't into it at all. Like you could tell. Let's see. Razor JB says absolutely, Rick, but they don't even see it in basic. Oh, they don't even see it in basic anymore. Wow. So they don't shoot a pistol at all. So I figured he'd be all gung ho and super pro military and all this stuff, and I wanted to hear good stories and all this shit. And he went to Kuwait and all that. I think it was Kuwait, somewhere over there in the Middle East. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be awesome. He was leaving somewhere up towards Maryland or whatever, and he came down to North Carolina and stayed a couple days with us. And I was like, yeah. So I took him to a brewery. Finally got to have a beer with my nephew, now that he was over 21, and it was all going to be really cool. And I was going to get to hear, some military cool stories of some sort. It didn't have to be like operator sniper shit. It just something cool. Tell me about the military and how awesome experience you had. And he was like, I didn't like it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is, so I was kind of bummed out. He may have had a bad squad leader or whatever the hell they're called or whatever the case is, but it really put a sour, seemed like a sourness to him, which was unfortunate for me. I figured it'd be a really good experience. Get to see the world, get a brotherhood with a bunch of good guys that were helping you and you were helping them, kind of deal. And nope. I was like, well, shit, you did 4 years and it was miserable. See, you got Razor JB out there. He did 23 years and loved every minute. Yeah, it broke his body. He said, yeah, man, those rucksacks and all that shit, jumping out of stuff, they're bad on your body. We got guys, a lot of guys are, especially now, all my old buddies from the other fire department I used to work, they all got knee injuries and stuff from hiking hills with all the hose packs and all that crap. So their knees are all jacked up, which kind of sucks. Their back or their spine's jacked up from all the weight. But we knew what we signed up for, I guess. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed in that whole story I was telling you about with my nephew. Still love him to death, but I was like, dang. Let's see, we got Razor GB Stan, still the same, brother. Stan says CSOR. I don't know what that means. Can't stand organ replacements. I don't know. Yeah, that's amazing. I didn't know. Says the High Desert Pioneer says military exposure to pistol training has gotten a lot better the last 20 years, but still may go their whole time without shooting a pistol. Rifle is primary for most. Man, that's crazy. How many of you guys reload 223? I'll tell you what, loading 223 is a pain in the ass. There's a lot of work involved. A lot of work. These ones here I'm building are kind of an accuracy round, so it's worth building. I'm doing a 69 grain. No, I'm not. I'm doing, yeah, 69 grain Sierra hollow point. It's a boat-tailed hollow point, match keen. So that's this box right here. Yep. So we'll see. They seem to work pretty accurate. I'm running them with CFE 223. And it seems to be a pretty good load. Last time I shot, I'm getting these ready for this weekend for 3-gun. And the last time I shot these, I did horrible. So I'm hoping it was just me. I'd rather blame it on me than my loads, because more than likely it's me. I'm bad enough that I can man up and say I suck. Yeah, I almost went into the military. I had two thoughts. I was either going to go into the military, and I didn't really have a branch figured out, but I knew I wanted to go do some shooting, or I was going to go in the fire department. Basically wanted to, I know they say cops protect and serve, but I wanted to do that for either my community or the country. And the way it worked out was I was working at a muffler shop when I was in high school, because I wanted to be a welder when I was in high school. So then I started welding, overhead welding, and I was like, my shirt's catching on fire, my pockets, and slag's burning the hell out of me every day. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this for 30 years. Hey, Fuzz Forks out there, Kevin Roberts. And I'm like, I'm going to go try this volunteer deal out. So right out of high school, went and volunteered, and fell in love with it. So I decided to do that. Just got my AR not too long ago, about to start reloading 223. Yeah, Stan, I tell you what, it's fun to be in the garage, and it's, you know, nice you time, right? Me time, you time. But if you're gonna load 223, make it a worthy round. Don't just load 55 grain, because you can probably buy it for cheaper. And but if you're gonna make a nice accurate round of some sort, you're gonna save a lot of money. But it's a pain in the ass. I mean, after you tumble it, decap it, polish it, trim it, and then freaking well, depending on if you have military rounds, you gotta swage it. Then you can finally reload this shit. So it's fun to know how to do. It'd be good to know how to do prepper kind of style shit. It's the fan stuff, you know, knowing how to make ammunition. But at the end of the day, if you're just gonna plink 55 grain stuff, just go buy it, because it's probably cheaper. See, we got a 7.62 upper, Troy upper. That's nice. Let's see, Fuzz 4 Gate. HPD, did you guys catch Pop's Quest and TR video on offensive shirts? I did see that. What do you guys think about that? I kind of have a different thought process than maybe most. So I'll see what you guys think after I give you my insight. I try not to wear a shirt that resembles gun stuff too much. I would rather be incognito and shoot the bad guy than show myself as a gun toter. I do wear Isyour6covered shirts with the 6 on it, but most people don't know what the hell that is anyways. It resembles a gun, but it's not gun enough looking where most people would catch it. What do you guys thoughts on that? Razor JB says, I try to be the gray man. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same ballpark with that. I'd rather be incognito. I'd rather not be the first guy shot. I'd rather at least get one possibility of stopping the bad guy. See that NATO video about the future of camo. I tell you what's wrong with the future of camo. And you guys may have seen this on some old videos of mine. I guess the rule is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if it's a Geneva Convention deal, rules of engagement kind of bullshit, which is another topic that I think is kind of crap. But if you, let me see if I can find something real quick. So see this camouflage right here? It comes in two colors. This is probably the best camouflage I've ever seen. Probably has worked better than any other camo I've ever used. And Gulch Gear tried to send this up to get looked at. Guess what the problem was? I think you're only allowed 3 colors. Military can only have 3 colors or 4 colors. Now, wouldn't you want our military, the most powerful, badass mother effers in the world, to be able to wear whatever the best shit they can find is? Right? Oh, hell no. Hold on a sec. All right, let me put you on mute for a sec. All right, that's your commercial break, guys. There probably won't be another one of those. It is my wife, though, and she likes to talk forever, so I did pretty good about getting her off pretty quickly. And that's no bullet. Mr. Bullet Point says, if that's my mom, tell her I'll call her later. Nope, wasn't your mom. It was my kid's mom, though. I'm sure the American flag is just as offensive to some as a gun. Yeah, we're talking about those videos, Pop's Quest and stuff. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I like seeing TR and Rob wear that stuff. And when we're shooting, you know, he's wearing that stuff when we're 3-gunning. And I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. But, like, if I'm just out about in town, and I don't even think I own a shirt like that. So I can't really comment. I know I'm not the guy that goes out and buys stuff like that for the most part. But there's a lot of people that like shirts like that. Let's see. Shape, shine, silhouette, sound, sight. Six loves getting calls from Avon. Yeah, that was Avon. I got your Fuzzfork. Your order should be in tomorrow for that penis gel cream that you're looking for. They do make it in a 10-gallon tub, so you should be good for at least a week. Let's see. I did a video response about I haven't seen that one yet. Mr. Bullet Points. I still have your magnet sitting on my truck. It hasn't flown off yet when we were at the farm. Still sitting there, buddy. So it's a good magnet. Control top pantyhose. Yeah, that was the other thing Fuzz Fork ordered. If you guys don't know, I like busting Fuzz Fork up, and he likes busting me up. So it's an even deal. I'm not just being an ass. Yeah, those are amazing magnets. Yeah, I'm like, I figured out this thing. I got it by the back window, just below the back window, so it doesn't get too much wind on it. So it's holding strong, that's for sure. Hey, look at that. I'm almost done with this. So I use these things, guys, for the different stages of the 223. So I'll have one that'll be just cleaned, and then I'll trim it. Actually, no, I won't. I'll wash it. I'll decap, deprime it. I'll resize it and decap it. And then that goes into the next bucket. And then from that bucket, it'll go to trimming and swaging. And I had so much that I made just this one a swaging one. And then from there, it goes to what's called done. Ready to load. Ready to load. Does that remove the primer crimps? This does what I'm doing right now, yes. So since I have mixed range brass, I don't have, like that one that I just did was a military crimp. So let me check this one. Okay, so this is a military crimp. But what the hell is that noise? But it could have been swidged already. So that one, I felt like I had to actually spread it out. Same thing with this one. Military crimp. Come on now. Get the hell in there. And if you guys are going to buy one of these, get the Dylan one. The Dylan one's way better than this thing. It works. Our CBS one works. It works well, but the other one's this stroke, and then you can put a cable with a spring on it, and when you let go of it, it brings it up. I mean, that's pretty damn cool. It does, so you can get 2 steps done at once. If you have one of those and you never heard about that, go on YouTube and you'll see the see, like that one was already done. Didn't have any force to it. It's a cool trick. Saves you a lot of time. So you go like this, and when I would let go of this, this automatically comes up to grab it. So you don't have to bring that up and then grab it. You just go like that and it goes up. So it's kind of saves you a lot of time. Because it would be like this, and I would pull it, and it would go down, and bam. And especially when you're doing a bunch of these. They do make this for the 650, where you just put it in here, pull the handle, but I haven't bought one of those yet. This shit works great for putting on before you cam up. Oh, so I need to go. Skin's so soft. DSW Outdoors, thanks for showing up. Yeah, it removes the primer. Okay, I answered that one. I think the more we avoid confrontation with the offended class, the worse it will get. They will never stop. Midas, I think you're right on the money on that. That's why on my answer to Pop's quest, I said F them. Wear whatever you want, something like that. And then I said I don't usually wear shirts like that. But you should have the right to offend anybody you want. And like TR said, you might get socked in the lip, but if you're willing to wear a shirt that says something that may offend somebody, that just comes with the price. But yeah, they're so soft anyways that everything offends them. So it's like you could put, you know, a rainbow with a cut mark in it, like a broken heart, like a, you know, where the rainbow's broken, and you probably offend somebody. So to hell with them all. This country wasn't built on a bunch of sissies. Don't get me started. I'm feeling my blood boil a little bit. Come on. This is America. Hey, I'm going to do a series. Well, I've been thinking about doing a series. You guys tell me what you think. You know all those dumb son of a bitches that said they were going to leave when they were going to move to some other country when Trump left? Like, why the hell haven't they? You getting a new tattoo, Rick? What's up, Daniel? Am I getting a new tattoo? No? I already got a tattoo. Does it sound like a tattoo? I don't think so. Got a bell. Just stop by to say hi. Thanks, Mr. Bullet Points. Big Johnson would say carry on. Yes, he would. Big Johnson. Coming at you. So what was my question? I know I had a question, I think. About offending those guys. Dang it, I lost my a broken rainbow unicorn. Yes. How about a rainbow, a broken rainbow with the unicorn with a broken horn? Or that's a Pegasus, huh? Whatever. Pegasus with a broken, yeah, unicorn's got a damn horn on it. Unicorn. Unihorn? Unicorn. Anyways, and it's shitting snowflakes out. Like, that would be a badass shirt. First, the gays would think you're all for them with the rainbow. Then you walk closer and they see it's got a big broken mark in it. And then all the liberals would see the unicorn and be all excited. And then they would see it shitting snowflakes. And then they would be offended. So you could basically offend about 3 people or 3 different types of people all with the same shirt. Maybe that's what we got to do. Maybe I need to invent a shirt that can offend the most people. Maybe we should do a video on what the shirt should have on it to offend the most amount of people. And then we'll take a vote. And then whoever wins the VR will try to make a shirt like that. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with oil or gas, depending on where you're at. I think that's a badass idea. Roseanne Barr showed, oh, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, what do you guys think about those jackasses that said, if Trump is the president, I'm leaving this country? Well, sayonara, mother effer. I think it's a great idea. So there's another 200 rounds or so, maybe 3. That are ready to reload. But with that said, yeah, let's do some VRs. Come up with the best shirt that offends the most amount of people possible. And then we'll try to get a shirt made. But yes, Roseanne Barr. There's one guy, was it Matt Damon? Was it Matt Damon? He left, went to Australia. The Miley Cyrus, that bitch, she didn't leave. She talked a bunch of smack and never left. Need to glue her lips shut. What else? There's a ton of people that said that crap. They need to be accounted for, and they need to be brought to justice. No, they should be held accountable. You want to talk smack on America, the country that made you a zillionaire, and you freaking want to leave? All right, giddy on out of here. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. 100,000 already canceled their Netflix. I did hear about that Netflix thing. I didn't hear much about it, though. Was it Netflix was the one that's pushing for anti-gun stuff, or was that the one because that little pain in the ass kid said you need to close down your stuff, or what was it about? 100,000 already canceled. That's a lot of money. That's $1 million, I think. Isn't it $10? My math sucks, but isn't that $1 million if it costs $10 per month? Broken Rainbow top 10 t-shirt. Yeah, we need to do it. We need to do that. Maybe Daniel will get a VR out there and help me promote this offensive shirt. You figure you got to have a gun on it. You got to have a broken rainbow. You got to have a unicorn. You got to have some snowflakes. You got to have what's a good thing for Antifa? I don't know, a blackface mask or some shit. Oh, and Antifa riding a unicorn, shitting out snowflakes, jumping over a broken rainbow. Can you guys beat that? Oh, carrying a pistol. There you go. I like it. I think we're on to something. Oh, that's right. They hired the Obummers. Forgot about that. Boy Scouts is now Scouting of America. Truly the downfall. Oh my gosh. Is that so the girls can be a Boy Scout and the boys can be a Girl Scout? Could you imagine what the camping is going to be like? You got a bunch of 15-year-olds with hormones going through the tent, right? Because there's no roof. I guess there's a roof on a tent. And you're going to have mixed company. Like, holy sweet baby Jesus, that could just be a disaster for birth control epidemic. It is now in full swing, Fuzzfork. Got to agree. DSW Outdoors, why do they still have the Girl Scouts? That's for the normal girls so they can continue on. What a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, she probably took them all down, Mr. Tommy Boy 9. How you doing, buddy? Those chicks on that show, Whoopi Goldberg and that Roseanne or whatever the hell her name is, and that other freaking round chick, they need to pipe their hole. I think if you talk bad about America or the President of the United States, yeah, I know there's free speech, right? But if you want to be anti-American, you should have to move. You should have to get on the hell out. Just my thoughts. I don't know. A t-shirt I want will say X-Lax is to humans as revolution is to the corrupt government. It cleans them both out. I like it. Number 6, I voted for Trump. So did I, my friend. You never been to summer camp as a kid? No, I didn't do summer camp as a kid. When I was a kid, I still am, by the way. I'm just an older kid. The Boy Scouts used to camp just down the street from me, and I lived in a kind of a rural area, and there was this huge tree that they'd all camp under. It was next to a sand wash, and me and my buddy would wait all year for these Boy Scouts to come from the city to go sleep underneath this oak tree, and you do what Boy Scouts do. And I waited all year, and they would show up. You'd see the buses show up. And we were like, yes, finally these guys are here. So late at night, we go sneaking out of the house, and we'd walk through that sand wash nice and quiet because the sand, you know, you can't hear yourself walking. And we'd throw these little pebbles into the trees. And there'd be like 300 little Boy Scouts with their flashlights, and this big-ass tree would just glow like a freaking light bulb. And then you could hear the Boy Scout supervisors, whatever the hell they're called, the lead guys, you know, the parents. Come on, guys, turn the lights off. Go back to bed. go back to bed. Then we would wait a couple minutes and we'd toss a rock in there, you know, and it hit all the branches going down. And these kids thought they were getting raided by freaking rats or coyotes or some shit. And they'd be, that whole tree would light up. But I'm going to let you guys go. I will talk to you later. Thanks again. Bye.